Okay, this is the video submission for the Pico Turbine Steam Revolution competition, submitted on behalf of Team McGarry. And Ashlyn, why don't you introduce yourself and talk a little bit about the project?
My name is Ashlyn, and we're making a wind turbine. A wind turbine is a machine that collects wind and turns it into electricity. That's why we have a light bulb on the stand that's attached to our copper wire that collects the electricity from that the wind turned into. And then we could like other people could use it.
Okay, and why did you choose this project?
Because I thought it's kind of cool with the wind turning into electricity and other things. But I'm mostly excited to explain it.
Okay, and who are the members of Team McGarry?
My dad and myself.
And what were your responsibilities in this? you had come up with the idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you came up with the design, and I provided you some input, and you told me whether you wanted to do that or not, and I got your approval on the different components that we're going to build into the design. And you have overseen some of the construction. You and I worked together in building this, right?
Yep.
Now, can you describe briefly how this is going to work? How is the device going to work?
So we're going to test it out like in the real nature world, and we're going to try the real wind spinning it, and we're going to see if it really works to turn the light bulb. We don't know if it works or not, because when the light bulb glows yellow, that means it's working because it's electricity.
And as far as the project, we've applied a number of the STEAM principles to this project, right?
Yes.
And do you know what the STEAM principles are? Can you tell us what those are?
Science.
Right.
Technology, engineering, art, and math.
That's right. And of course, with the science principles, we've applied the scientific method, right? We came up with an initial design and set of assumptions, and then we started building against that. We found out that some things were working and some things weren't working, so we made adjustments, right?
Yeah.
And then with technology, of course, renewable energy is a big area these days, as we know, and it represents a huge area, an opportunity for growth in technology and innovation. And then engineering, as you know, there are two kinds of engineering principles that we've applied to this project, right? We have mechanical engineering, which is the cups, the rotors on the turbine actually capturing the wind, right, and spinning around. And then we also have electrical engineering, because we're producing electricity. How? By spinning a magnet around a coil of copper wires. Right, exactly. Okay, well, why don't you... Okay. And then we've also applied art to the project, right? Because we were handed a kit which just had a few items in it. And by you looking at those items, you developed the inspiration to say that we were going to do this project, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what about math? What have we applied from math? We're taking measurements and making calculations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Ashlyn, just to wrap up, what would you say was the funnest thing for you to learn in this project?
My favorite part was to learn that I did not know before that wind could actually turn electricity into an electricity.
And that was really cool to learn, right? It was almost like magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, high five on the project. You did a great job. Thank you.
The end.